All right, we survived weekend one, on to Rutgers. So, and then Saturday, I guess the football game's at 3 and our game's at 7 and ain't changing. So call Jim Delaney if you got issues with it. But our fans need to realize it's going to be probably chaos over there. Football game ending, our game starting. So plan accordingly. So I don't know, Nate, do they open the doors early? 5:30. So anyway, this is we can thank Harvey Perlman for getting us in the Big Ten. Now we got to deal with this stuff. So here we go.
Any takeaways from your first?
You guys are speechless.
Takeaways from the first weekend on the road in conference?
Told the team it was going to be a lot of 2-point games. We had, 4 or 5 2-point games. So got to figure out a way to win those. And we won more than we lost this weekend. So I think that was good. We showed a lot of resiliency. We were, Game 5 in Illinois, it was a tough match with the heat in there. And, it was over. We finished after 11 o'clock. So it was a 3.5-hour match. So it's we had to grind that one out. And against Northwestern, I think we were down 10-2 or 12-2 in the first, came back, won that, and then fought off 4 match points in Game 3. So we showed a lot of resiliency. So hopefully we'll get some confidence from that.
John, what does it show you, just that performance on the road before hostile crowds? What'd you see out of the team?
Well, it just they got some fight in them, and they held their composure really well. And they might be a little too casual for me at times, but they found a way, and that's what you got to do every week in this conference. Is you just got to find a way to win. And anytime you can get 2 wins on the road in a weekend, it's a good weekend. Because I don't know if you guys heard, but we couldn't travel Friday night. We had to go Saturday, show up, practice, go back, play the match. So it was a tough travel weekend as well with all the weather in Chicago. Everything was shut down. So our players handled it really well. And I reminded them, that's one of the reasons we went to Asia, was to practice for tough travel and weird times and time zones and being out of our routine. So they did a really good job with that.
What did you see from the team and Jazz herself that allowed her to have the success she did this
Jazz
weekend?
was on a mission this weekend, so hope it keeps up. She was on a mission. I finally saw her on a mission. So she was a very inspired, determined player and had a really big weekend.
No, you said Nicklin is setting Jazz better. Is Jazz also being more aggressive this year?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, they were in a good rhythm, and we've been working really hard with Nicklin on how to set her. But Jazz was just very motivated. That's the only way I can say it. She was on a mission. So I don't know. She wants to be a great player. That's the mission. And we started off the year, she had a great Asia trip. We started off the year, and she didn't seem very inspired, but she sure brought it this weekend. It was fun to watch.
How important is it for the team to have her play like that?
Well, you got, for us, we have to have everybody playing like that. We have to be a balanced attack, and but when you got a lefty over there, you can set her in a lot more situations than you can with a righty, and that's what really helps us, and it takes the load off of our left sides.
When you're in the Illinois match, do you reference the San Diego 5-set at all, or are they all so different that you don't really have much to call back up?
No, we actually said, hey, we've been here before. We did this in San Diego. Let's go. And so, anytime you have something like that, we remind them, like, we've been here before, so no need to panic. Here we go. We know how to do this.
Are those crowds normal for Big Ten matches, or
Well, Illinois
just
was sold out.
Just for Nebraska matches?
Yeah, they had, for us, they had over 4,000. It was packed all the way to the top. And then the next night I noticed against Iowa, they had 2,800. So we tend to fill arenas. I think we hold every attendance record in the Big 12. I know that. So every place we played in the Big 12, when they played Nebraska, they had the biggest. Their attendance records are all off playing Nebraska, and I don't know if it's that way in the Big 10, but a lot, schools are selling out now in the Big 10, so that's really good.
John, last week you said that these first two matches in the Big Ten would be kind of a measuring stick for where your team was at. Do you think overall they met your expectations?
I still think we can play cleaner, but they certainly showed their toughness and their resiliency, which you never know till you get in that. So they're showing it. I'd like to see them play like that, kind of from the first serve, like they play game fives. So, like I said, sometimes they're a little too casual, but we're figuring it out. We're young, and they've got to learn how important every point is.
Coach, from a recruiting standpoint, having these Saturday games where it's football in the morning or afternoon and then your game right after, how helpful is that for your program just to show the brand?
I don't. Our recruiting has changed so much with the new rules. And these kids, for us, high school, they're playing. So these guys are so busy, and so I don't think we have any official visits till Thanksgiving. So, and then the younger players can't get in. We can't give them tickets anymore. So it really hasn't impacted us. But being on game day and highlighting that stuff. But probably more importantly, the USA women just won the silver medal in the World Cup, which for you guys probably World Cup doesn't mean anything, but World Cup is in the world sports is probably second to the Olympics. It was over 15 days, I think, and we had 3 players on a roster of 12 or 14, however many they have, and that helps us in recruiting. Seeing 3 USA players on the USA World Cup, and then, Kelsey is a rep for Adidas now. They're sponsored by Adidas, so her brand and marketing is huge, and especially now with this new rule going in. You guys all think it's about football and basketball, but we're going to have to deal with it with volleyball here, at least with this likeness and using players' names, and these guys have brands,
What do you think of it? Are you
Last I read, in Hale Varsity, Lexi's son has more followers than Adrian, so go ahead.
What do you think of? What do you think of what the California?
That's not fake news, is it? Okay.
It's true.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What do you think of the California bill that just passed and its potential effect on your players?
Well, I think, like I said, I think that nobody even worries about women's sports on this. It's all about the men's. But I think for them, it's going to create chaos, and it's going to be really hard to police, and we'll probably have to triple our compliance office. And I just think it's going to open a can of worms. But but I'm not a lawyer, and these are amateurs, and I think they get a lot. And but like I said, I'm not a lawyer. And
If the NCAA went ahead and approved NIL for athletes, what would it look like at Nebraska, do you think? Do you think individual volleyball players would go out and get sponsorship deals? Would they be blanket advertisements? How do you suppose that would play out?
I just know when they graduate from here, all the opportunities they have, they get paid to go do appearances, sign, do things, show up at camps. It's pretty nice deal for them. So that would probably just expand it like crazy.
Hi, this is Jason Jorgensen, Sports Director at KRVN. Thanks for watching our YouTube video. To keep up to date with everything we have going on with our sports coverage, you can find that, and we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. Just hit the little red button in the right corner.